Hello everyone, my name is the SeaTactics, and I am here today to do another 12 days of anime. This is the third day. 3 out of 12. They're still doing the math. I think 16 more to go. I'm really good at math, in case you guys didn't know. I'm a math channel. I'm an anime math channel. We do math problems for fun. Just in case, you're stopping by and you're wondering, who is this guy doing a video on After the Rain? Never heard of it before. I have heard it before and I want to hear another person talk about. We're going to talk about doing math while watching After the Rain. So the first problem I want to ask you guys is, what is 2 plus 2? Because I can't figure it out, man. I can't. That's the hardest problem in the book of math problems that I don't own, because I'm bad at math. I should probably own a book of math to get better at it, though. I would think that it would be a good idea. Anyways, we're here on the third day of 12 days of anime, and of course we're talking about After the Rain. I'm going to tell you why you should watch After the Rain. I'm going to give you 6 or 7 reasons to watch it, but before we get into those reasons, I want to point you guys in the direction of BB's World and the 12 Days of Anime Twitter. It's my Xbox going off in the background. It's probably going to happen a couple more times during this video. But you all should go follow BB's World on Twitter, on YouTube, subscribe to her, and everyone else that's involved with the 12 Days of Anime. 12 Days of Anime is a great thing, so if you could, go to the Twitter, follow the 12 Days of Anime Twitter, because you will get a shout out, because every day you will get a big list of shout outs because every day you will get pretty much this big list of anime videos you can watch of people all around the world through YouTube doing these 12 days of anime, and it's awesome. I met a lot of people last year, and I'll continue to meet a lot of people even during this year, and I hope a lot of people, if you found me out through that Twitter, I want to say thank you for following that Twitter and support the community and watch some other videos. I will be as well. So I've spent too much time talking about that. I'm talking about After the Rain and why you should be watching After the Rain. So if you don't know what After the Rain is, it came out in 2018 during the winter 2018 season. One of the better seasons this year. Probably plays second fiddle to the spring 2018 season, which is my personal favorite. And After the Rain is about a 17-year-old girl, Akira Tachibana, who is a girl who is on the story is about Akira Tachibana, who was on the track team but got injured, and so she starts to work at this diner. Part-time, and her boss is a 45-year-old man, which she falls in love with. And throughout the series, you will see these two characters. Develop throughout in very different ways, but almost similar. And I'm just gonna say now, this anime had defied all expectations. I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, oh, this anime is like wish fulfillment. Like, this 17-year-old is gonna get with this 45-year-old guy, and they're gonna bang, and it's gonna be a lot of fan service, and it's gonna be dumb. I'm gonna say this right now. That doesn't happen. They do not get together. They do not bang. I'm not gonna tell you what exactly happens, but I'm gonna say right now, it does not go in the way you think it's gonna go. And that is because this story is amazingly written. I am pretty sure the way this story went about is on purpose. It made you think that this story would be wish fulfillment. And by episode 2, you're like, oh, this is really good. And this is really good. This anime is my anime. This anime easily has some of the best character writing, characterizations of this year. Some of the best, if not the best. Basically, the themes of this story is Akira, who is going through her youth. She's a 17-year-old. She is just entering her youth. She's going into her prime, into her 20s and 30s, and she's new to the world. She's basically a baby. She's a kid. I was 17 once as well. I was a dumb kid, and I had a crush on a lot of, older people that I was around because I wanted to be them, and it plays a lot on that. And for her boss, Mr. Kondo, it is kind of the opposite. He is exiting his youth. He is a 45-year-old man. He just got out of his 40s. He just got out of his early 40s, which is basically still pretty young and still in a person's prime. So he is dealing with not being able to be so young anymore, and having this girl who is 17 be so attracted to him, and how he navigates that, and how he wants that, but at the same time he knows he can't have that. And he is basically this really awesome, mature adult character. And I love that about Mr. Kondo. Mr. Kondo is one of my favorite male leads of, dare I say, of all time in terms of slice of life. He is just incredible. And it's just a really nice story about a person exiting their youth and another entering their prime. And that's really what I like about this story. It's what I like the most about it. And sure, there are some annoying things in this story. The pacing is a little strange. They have some side characters come into it that I didn't really like, and it seemed overall in places a little too rushed. But otherwise, this story for me is pretty much perfect. And one of the reasons why I think you should watch this anime is because it's mature. It's because it defies those expectations. It's because when you go into it, you're thinking It's because when you go into it, you're going to think this is going to be a really immature anime. This is going to be some wish fulfillment bullshit. But in reality, it's this very mature experience with very mature characters, even though Akira's 17 and she's, not making the greatest decisions ever, and she's trying to figure out her youth, and everything's going a mile a minute for her. She's going through high school and all this stuff. It's still a rather mature experience. It's got really good writing. It has got really awesome art, and I think that's another reason why you should watch this. The art direction is tremendous. It looks something out of the 70s or 80s, more like the 70s. And if you've seen Uchu Senkin Battleship from the 70s, it kind of looks similar to this, or kind of like a Macross type deal, but more modernized, and of course in a different art style. But it has those long, lanky bodies, and I mean, these characters look beautiful. Akira looks beautiful. Mr. Kondo looks beautiful. There are other characters, side characters that look they look amazing. In my opinion, this is the best looking anime of the year. I've went back and watched a little bit of it since, and I don't think there is an anime that touched this in terms of aesthetic, feel, and downright production. It's just a really good looking anime. And finally, the reason you should watch this is simply because this is the best romance of 2018. This easily, by far, blows out of the water any other romance that came out this year, solely for the fact that there weren't a lot of romances this year. I mean, I think the other one we had was Bunny Girl Senpai, and maybe a couple others, but those weren't nearly as good. And After the Rain is altogether this amazing experience. It's an awesome package. Sure, yes, like I said, it has its problems, but it's something you have to experience. It's something that you have to sit down, and when you're watching, you gotta take it slow. It's a little bit of an art piece kind of anime, but that being said, it's not something that normal viewers can't not enjoy to its full. But that being said, it's not something newer viewers can't enjoy. People who don't even like art house stuff, it's not something it's not something that it's impossible for them to enjoy. I think this anime is mandatory viewing for anyone who likes slice of life, who likes romance, and who likes mature stories. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on After the Rain? Did you agree with my opinion? Are you going to go watch After the Rain because maybe you missed out on it before this season? I really want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Of course, I have a review for After the Rain up on my channel. You can easily go to my channel and search it up. It's in there. I think it's a pretty good review, and it's a review that I still agree with for the most part to this day. And with that being said, go to the 12 Days of Anime Twitter, check out all of the other 12 Days of Anime videos that are being posted on that Twitter page, because it supports the community. You discover new YouTubers, and because you discover new YouTubers and AniTubers, you allow anime to grow, and it's a great thing. And I'll say this every time, thank you, BB's World. Thank you for everyone working on 12 Days of Anime, whether you are behind the scenes, whether you are participating like myself. I appreciate it so much, and I love 12 Days of Anime, and I hope you guys do as well. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate all support you give me, you know I do, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.